upward and onward, and realized that our pants were destroyed at the end of the last floor.
Happens.
Now we're just in jeans.
I mean, I can't tell you how often my pants just disintegrate because they've taken a nick.
Every time I'm attacked by nerds.
Fire-resistant chain pants.
Frankly, I don't even know how much you need armor for this dungeon in the first place. Because they're all just casting magic at you.
It's quite possible you might be better off without armor from the points in this dungeon.
Maybe it's better off if you just bring you.
What? Why do the nerds have swords? Who gave the nerds swords?
I'm pretty sure one of these nerds is actually self-loathing. And wishes he was a warrior.
So this is his room, then.
Yeah, well, it's his storage room anyway.
Handful of supplies. It's quite likely you'll break many pieces of equipment as you slog through longer dungeons, so there's usually occasionally a small pile of moderate quality weaponry you can schlep around with. Just free up some space.
Drop some nerd pelts.
We will call this Nerd Mass Grave B.
All these pelts will not be remembered. Oh, we became a master warrior.
Happens.
You make your way up the ranks.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's a lot of loot in this dungeon. Somewhere in there are the weapons I wanted to pick up. There's a mace in here somewhere. Yep.
There are a couple of swords in there too, but whatever.
Quick save to be sure I don't need to redo all the effort of dropping all that equipment. Force field seen in effect there. Dude taking very little damage for individual hits.
I must admit that the animation that winds up happening whenever you smash your head into a wall with Berserker Charge does amuse me.
Can amuse anyone.
Pretty great touch.
It's pretty fun. Pretty great.
Upon review, charging
So
with my
angry
head
about
may
this
not.
teleporter.
We still haven't even
That will
used
be
a
our way
teleporter.
forward.
Ah, right.
We'll get there. Other equipment and miscellaneous supplies. Many chain pants.
Quite a lot of pants.
And some plate pants.
Pants aplenty.
Copper. Copper's awful.
Who would even make armor out of copper?
Just had a lot of copper on hand, I guess.
It's just a massive waste.
A lot of copper, not much tin.
He's wearing a bronze hat right now. Could have found more.
Perhaps they had a bit of a tin shortage because of the amount of helmets that they made.
Oh, off we go.
Oh, Gipsy again.
Yeah, the moment they bring mandatory teleporters into play, expect ambushes.
Wait a minute, that's a one-way teleporter.
Yep.
That is like the most inconvenient design for a teleporter. But it does explain why it is that they keep on teleporting and not coming back when their AI gets confused.
Yep. We'll see some great teleporter shenanigans later on.
Run, just run through that firewall. Come on. Head through. Head first. Oh.
He gave you a
That
rug.
carpet just materialized.
Ghost rug.
Happened at the same time he cast a spell too, so it just looked like he gave you a rug. Maybe if I give him this, he will not attack me.
An offering.
May I interest you in this fine rug from Iran?
Flexgar does not accept bribes.
Like he does, just not in the form of...
Not in
you know,
fabric.
not in carpentry.
Many purple wizards in this room. Purple wizards know how to teleport on their own.
They probably made the teleporters.
Ah, you know, you're getting hit with quite a lot of lightning. Maybe you should put on silver equipment and make it better.
Definitely.
So, an interesting fact is, while metal armor makes you more susceptible to these items,
Yeah.
It won't protect you from a stray fireball to the skull.
no, but it makes you know, electricity worse. It would be interesting to check if different metals make it worse, considering copper and silver.
Teleporting in there, opened up a little doorway that leads there, and a little quirk with the teleporting. If you touch somebody while they're mid-teleport, you get dragged along with them. So, aggression is the best counter to teleporting enemies.
I actually really like that.
You dive in and you'll manage to pursue.
That's like neat from two perspectives, because like mechanically it allows you to pursue them better, but like flavor-wise, it means that they're using a multi-teleport.
Sometimes you don't even know they were there when you go moving, and you just stumble into victory.
There's so many goddamn wizards.
This is just a, you know,
It's crawling.
maelstrom chaos reigns here. They've got all these items on display like this were some kind of inventory zoo.
What even is that?
Thinking this is armor.
We do not wear this. It weighs us down. We cannot lift such things. We are weak.
This is a thing of beauty.
There it is. Okay, so you know how much I love axes? Ain't shit compared to this
Witness
fucking thing.
true power.
103 damage. Just to point it out here. The halberd is doing like 40.
Oh! Okay.
So this is a step. We can't make heads or tails of this. It's some kind of, I don't know, nerd stick.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna... Look, you're gonna love the way you look with this hammer.
Beginning teleportation and cafeteria.
Yep, teleport to lunch. I'd like to... So yeah, this is a teleporter-oriented floor.
BAM!
Oh, mother.
Crush all nerds!
And we're introduced to the most dangerous normal wizards, if I remember right. The Fireball Staff wizards, the yellow ones.
They have much higher rate of fire than the ones who are just casting fireballs normally.
Mm-hmm.
Still haven't seen the purple.
Now, since we're near the exit point of a teleporter and everyone's running around willy-nilly after they've spotted us, if you're patient and your timing's good, you can snipe a whole lot of people around those.
It would strike me that if you were playing as the nerd, then the amount of fireball staffs you can get around here would probably come in handy.
But the wizard doesn't have the same...
Yeah, it is a completely different experience when he comes here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The sound that the Warhammer makes is just so good.
He's a slippery little one.
It's like you're causing a small earthquake whenever you swing that thing.
It's a thing of beauty. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, it's like a mini explosion.
have to go down each of those paths and hit a switch in order to do this. What are those two doing over there?
Dancing.
That force field just barely let him survive a strike from the hammer, but not a second.
Ah, the hammer is beautiful.
Crush all science. No escape.
I love the death cry that guy made. Just like this gigantic thud and then
Just this last sounds of gas escaping the body. All these enemies as confused as we are by this teleport base. Come on. Where are you?
God damn it.
This is very silly.
You're in here somewhere.
I don't
Just
approve of
fired
this.
at a wall.
That direction used to be us before the teleporter went off.
Mhm.
Shit's about to get hectic.
As opposed to what it's been.
It's been confusing, not necessarily hectic.
This has been plenty hectic.
Well, we're moving up to, like, from battlefield to carnival ride. There might be more hiding in the walls, but,
Oh,
great.
gotcha.
Yeah, they're like that sometimes.
Note, since they are using a staff, they are not impeded by the shout. They're not actually casting spells when you do
Yeah,
that.
these three waiting in ambush, quite once you know what you're doing, you just, fall back on your fundamentals, crush skulls, you're good to go. Eventually you break through.
No.
There's help.
Just, more of the basic design of this game, which is, early PC game, not even early PC games, but grab key, grab two keys that are on the side of the road. And,
Pretty straightforward
and-
engineering. Yeah, quick firing, fireballs. 1, 2, and then you're gone. It's very tight. You gotta be ready to quick heal, but why are you being so casual about this? Did you forget where you are, Red Wizard?
Red Wizard can go invisible. Huh. Figured something out.
More keys. Advanced magic and fashion.
Roughly on the same level with
Fashion is magic.
I hope it's at least a magic fashion.
Yep. Switching to hammer, we're now vulnerable to fire.
But on the other hand, we are now
We are Nerdcracker.
we are vulnerable to fun.
Flexgar and hammer seem like a good match for each other, though.
It's a bit slow though once we get into these bigger multi-way brawls, so I'm gonna shelf it for a bit.
Man, all your clothes are just falling apart.
Yep. repeated fireball impacts to the face will do that. Most of this clothing is not rated for repeated explosion resistance. Yeah, the halberd a bit faster, so...
It takes 3 hits to kill them, but it's faster and doesn't fumble.
Always more sure again.
Can all of the classes in the game use shurikens?
No, it was only with warriors. All classes have their own ranged options, though. In fact, what you've been experiencing right now is the wizard's one, staves. In fact, I think that's their main option in the first place, aside from spells.
Yeah, you don't know what's on the other side of the door, just kind of lead shoulder first and craft blood. That escalated quickly.
Yes.
We now have everyone's attention.
That's what Flexgar wants.
Or maybe not. Perhaps we're being ignored.
That's it. It isn't what Flexgar wants.
We know how to solve this, though.
Headbutts and stabbing. Oh, a blue wizard.
Now, something at the time I didn't notice I could do, but you can rearrange that bar down there by clicking and dragging. It's going to take me a while to notice that I did that, so my hotkeys are going to be terribly disrupted.
Yes, you'll try to shout and wind up feathering.
Huh.
You're going to see a lot of tiptoes where they were not supposed to be.
I wasn't even aware you could do that.
It is strange, since the warrior only gets 5 abilities for those 5 slots, but there you go. So,
And, I guess I lied, technically, that the Fireball Wizards are not the most dangerous, because these...
we got these fancy wizard upperclassmen here, and they're
Endured a
colorful
headbutt
outfits.
in several settings.
Yep, these guys are strong.
These are very tough. They're not quite as tough as the Keeper of Souls, but they have roughly the same,
I'm now fumbling for the keys because I'm assuming that I'm just pressing the wrong one for shout. Pressing the right one for shout, it's just not shout anymore.
It also happens to be harpooning wall.
Never forget you have shuriken. Keep these colorful wizard robes. They feel like they should be worth more.
I mean, the wizard hats are colored, too. They've got little red fins on them.
A lot of really good cosmetic variation on the equipment in this game. Now we start to
my.
face the traps. It's time for platforming. Time your jump carefully. Fire snakes. There's a really great sense of escalation as you move on to the end of this
Gives you
dungeon.
the title of Heart of Nox for this bit.
Oh,
The Crusher Department.
so warriors and wizards aren't that different at all, after all.
We all understand the value of crushing.
Mhm.
Crushing and fire. Doors lock and there's more wizards.
These ones are great.
One gray and a couple of reds.
What does Grey One do? Oh god.
And,
Oh,
they do not hold back.
your pants, your clothes,
Yeah,
are
our
mad.
clothing
just
just
clothes.
exploded. Yeah, that's what a dungeon can do to you sometimes. You gotta keep aware of your equipment, because if it all just kind of pops off in the middle of the fight, suddenly you're taking a lot more damage than you used to.
Though, again, I don't think that's actually the case with this dungeon for the most part. They'll be taking mostly the same, unless you're wearing specific resistant gear.
Yeah, let's find some new controls from inside of our equipment.
I like the red cape.
Yeah, fire resist probably going to be more useful than regen for the rest of our run. Throw on some nice plate trousers and we're good to go.
Seems as if mix and matching clothing options still works relatively well.
There. Let's set all that right again. Never do that again, Quickbar. Just in time for the final challenge, which is not a challenge at all. Just push some things
Just
on switches.
Oddly enough, the game has a crate puzzle.
The last
Just the one,
line
though.
of defense, move a heavy object. The ultimate in nerd
Frankly,
security.
That would work on the wizards.
And there we have it. The Art of
Made
Dogs.
it through.
Mm-hmm.
Part 2 of 4 of the staff.
The third component of the Staff of Oblivion is the
Weirdling.
Weirdling, which is found within the Temple of Ix. Go there, lad.
That-
Find
cannot
the
think of a
Weirdling.
better name.
Looks like it has
That
fingers for legs.
Care. Only the halberd you have
Ah.
can carry it, since its touch destroys
It
all
does.
other metals. Powered with
It
a
has
Got a tongue for
another
a head.
body
Magical
inside
energy.
of its
The
mouth.
Weirdling beasts
I like
bottomless
this thing.
appetite for pure power
I
is
don't want to, but I do.
getting Together, they create a supreme weapon against
good.
the evil queen's minions.
It's very charismatic.
This is as
weirdling.
close as I can bring you. The Temple of Ix lies north of the village. You must make your way quickly, but you may need the help of Alwyn to get there. Retrieve the Weirdling beast and meet me back here in this clearing. Move smartly, lad.
Xander, you're kind of a jerk.
Like we ever don't
Well,
move
you
smartly.
did ram your head into a few walls.